What is up, and welcome back to the channel. What we have today, baseball is back. It is the best time of the year, and what we have today in front of us, as the title says, we have MLB.com's 10 bold predictions for the 2026 MLB season. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through these. I'm going to give my opinion on them and kind of rate them on how much of a possibility, if I think they could happen. But yeah, let's dive right into this. It is the best time of the year. The first week of the MLB season is already done, so I'm a little bit late to this. So some of these opinions are going to be weighed kind of with what I already know with it being a week into the season. But let's dive right into this. So first prediction we have, the Pirates will win the NL Central. And I like this. I know that, don't get me wrong, it is a bold prediction. But the Pirates are a team that pretty much everyone, they're going to be better this season. There's no way around them not being better when you go out and get Ryan O'Hearn, who has been fantastic, slugged another homer tonight. Brandon Lau, which was maybe the best trade of the offseason, which remains to be seen. Also really like the Freddie Peralta move by the Mets. But either way, I think it's going to be one of the best moves of the offseason, particularly trade-wise. So they're going to be better. They go out and get Ozuna. Bubba Chandler with his first full season in the bigs. He was throwing the ball fantastic tonight. Last I checked, early on in that game. So they're going to be better. And this is bold, though. I don't think they're going to win the NL Central, but I do like it as a bold prediction. I just think that the Brewers and the Cubs are too good, man. I have the Brewers running it back, winning that division. They are so good, man. They are so good. Like, they lose guys, and it just doesn't matter, man. They're so good. Like, they're not even at full strength right now either, and they started season 3-0. They did lose yesterday. But I like this, man. Like, I really like what they did. And look, like I said, the NL Central is also just tough, man. I think the Reds are going to be good. Sal Stewart, a guy that I picked to be my NL Rookie of the Year, is off to a blazing start. I know they got to get Hunter Green healthy, but the NL Central's tough. It's definitely a bold prediction, but look, we know that starting staff is going to pitch. I feel like we've been waiting on the next step for Mitch Keller that's just probably not going to come for the last 5 years now. But we know what Skeens is going to do even after the first start. We know Jared Jones is a stud. We hope Bubba Chandler is going to be a stud. The stuff is electric, man. Like, it's like Skeens level stuff almost. It's just a fact of, like, can he channel it, and how effective can he be every 5 days? But the stuff is electric. But I like it. Overall, pretty strong start. It's a really, really fun team. The offenses should be a lot better this year. And it's already been better through the first few games. Royals will win the AL Central. So, again, this one isn't as bold. A lot of people are a lot more high on the Royals than I am, actually. Like, I'm a Cleveland fan. I'm a huge Guardians fan. So, I'm a little biased. But a lot of people are high on the Royals. A lot of it is, Bobby Witt Jr., I think, is, bar none, probably the third best player in the MLB behind Judge and Ohtani. You're not going to hear many people challenge you on that. Look, I do like the Royals pitching, but I know that those starters took a little bit of a step back last year. We saw Estevez get off to have the bad spring, then get off to the rocky start the other day, and then they also lose Zerp out of that bullpen. So they lost some things in that bullpen, but I do think it's a good bullpen. I think that the starting pitching is good. I think we need to see Lugo have a little bit of a better year this year, which I think he will. Michael Wacha's a stud, man. Like, he's just a guy. I remember watching him as a kid. I feel like he's just been around forever, and he's still doing it, man, and he is so good. So I think that staff's good, and I think they hit, man. Like, when you have – you know what Bobby Witt's going to do? I hope that Michael Garcia, he just had the huge WBC, also had the huge season last year. I think he's a stud. It's one of those things where you like to see him go do it again, especially you're a little skeptical anytime a guy starts his career as slow as he did, was like a really bad hitter, which I know he's young. Like, we see guys all the time start slow and end up being absolute studs. And I think that's the case with Michael Garcia. But I'm still a little bit skeptical, but he's a stud, man. I think the big one is Caglione, man. Like, what is Jack Caglione going to be? Another guy that really, really struggled last year. The comparison I kind of draw on him is last year with Dylan Cruz. Dylan Cruz really struggled when he got pulled up at the end of the 2024 season. Going into 25, we're like, oh, he's got some major league experience. Like, he's going to be a beast this year. And he just wasn't, man. Like, sometimes guys just don't put it all together. Like, some people were thinking that might be the case for Dylan Cruz. Could that be the case for Jack Caglione? Hey, I don't think so. I think he's going to be a dog. But it's definitely possible, man. Sometimes dudes just don't put it all together. It is hard to hit in the MLB. It's the hardest thing to do in professional sports. But if he steps it up, man, and becomes what he's supposed to be, Salvi's going to hit. The Royals are a good team, but I still think the Tigers are going to win the AL Central. I think that they're desperate, man. Like, they have to win this year. Like, this is probably their last year of Scooble. I think Cleveland is probably better than the Royals this year, too. But I don't think it's crazy bold. They're a good team, man. They're a good team. So, number 3 here, and this is probably the boldest one on this sheet, considering this was posted not even 2 weeks ago. Tariq School will be traded to the Mets, and the Tigers will reach October anyways. This is probably the one I disagree with the most, and there's a couple reasons for this. One, the Tigers are absolutely all in this year. They go out and sign Framber. They go out and but Kevin McGonigal starts the season on the opening day roster. Just a complete signal of they're going all in, man, and they know this is their last year with Scooble, more than likely, which is ridiculous. Pay the man. They're young. Like, they have a lot of talent on this team, man. They've been to Game 5 of the ALDS the last couple of years. It's time to take that step up. They're trying to win a World Series this year. So that's my first reason for why they're not trading Tarek. The other part of this that I see, and the Tigers will reach October anyways, I really don't agree with that, because if the Tigers are in postseason position, which I really expect them to be, would be shocked if they weren't going into around the trade deadline. There's no way they're moving Scooble. So there's no way they move Scooble and then also make the playoffs, unless they just do what they did in 2024 and then trade everyone and then win 1 billion games in a row. But that's not going to happen. So if they're in the playoff picture, which I fully expect them to be, Scooble's not going anywhere. So I don't agree with this. It's definitely bold, though. I really appreciate you calling the team. You calling it out, also calling the team, and adding they reach October to the end of it. Probably the boldest one on here. But don't see that happening. But, hey, it's definitely fun. The Phillies will miss the playoffs. This one's Super Bowl. I actually kind of like it. I was kind of not out on the Phillies. And I picked them to make the playoffs, but I was kind of out on them, and I kind of took them to take a step back. And the offseason was weird. You bring back Schwarber and you do all these other things. You had the stuff with Castellanos last year. Castellanos is out now. He's in San Diego. You had the whole thing with Dombrowski saying Harper's not elite anymore. I think there's some... Bryce Harper's still an elite player, but I do think... And look, man, he's really struggling. And I'm not necessarily overreacting to these first 4 games because it's 4 games, there's WBC. But I do think that last year he maybe took a little bit of a step back. I know he had some injuries, but he's just getting older, man. So I do think that maybe Bryce Harper isn't the same MVP level player anymore, but it's still freaking Bryce Harper, man. Dude's a stud. Schwarber hit another bomb tonight. But I do think that there may be a little bit of bad mojo going on within the Phillies org. But I think when you have a guy, Painter coming up and shoving tonight is huge for them, man, because that can spark a team. And you have a young guy come up that can change the rotation. Just some kind of a new face in there. Taijuan Walker's been there for a few years. We saw him get shelled yesterday. For Painter to come out tonight and shove, I thought that was awesome. I think this is bold. I do think that, I'm not as high on the Phillies as some people. I don't think this team is as good as it was 2 years ago. I still think Trey Turner is a stud. I think Schwarber's as good as he's been. Look, man, I think that there is a possibility that Bryce Harper maybe isn't the MVP caliber player that he was 3 and 4 years ago. I think that's definitely possible, but it's still Bryce Harper, man. I think losing Ranger Suarez hurts, man. I really do. I know that he didn't pitch great yesterday for Boston, but what he has been for them in the playoffs, Zach Wheeler's injured. Aaron Nola isn't the same guy anymore either. This team's just aging, man. It's a lot of times you can only run it back so much, man. It seems like when you do it over and over and over again, it eventually just hits a wall, man. You know what I'm saying? But I still think there's too much talent in that clubhouse. I think they'll make the playoffs, but I like this as a bold pick because I'm not going to lie, I could see it happening. If there was a sleeper team, kind of like the Orioles last year, a team everyone expects to make the playoffs, I think could miss, I think it could potentially be the Philadelphia Phillies. So I actually kind of like that one. The Marlins will make the playoffs. I actually like this one as a bold pick as well. I think the Marlins are awesome, man. I know it's frustrating. I'm a Cleveland fan. I know how frustrating it is when your team doesn't spend money. But they're kind of a pitching factory. I think I resonate and kind of feel for the Marlins because they feel like the NL version of Cleveland, just a version that doesn't win near as much. But they're kind of a pitching factory. They don't spend any money. They're pretty scrappy. Last year, that team wasn't a very good roster, but they played really good in the second half. So they kind of feel I feel I don't know, man. I resonate with Marlins fans. I feel like I kind of know what it's like to be a Marlins fan, even though I'm not a Marlins fan. But like I said, I know my team wins a little more than theirs do, so I'm not trying to, I know Marlins fans have it tough, but I do think they have some things to be excited about this year. And the first thing is Sandy Alcantara looks like a stud. He looks like he's back to Cy Young form. I know you lose Edward Cabrera, and he shoved the other night, but then you have, dude, Perez is so good. Like, we need this guy to stay healthy. You get Owen Casey, who is raking to start the season. You're going to get Kyle Stowers back. Like, if those two guys are really, really good players, and Stowers does what he did last year, Casey keeps going, that's two young studs in your lineup, like two really good left-handed hitters with some real pop. They could kind of like maybe be the centerpiece of this team going forward. Like, another guy I love, like Xavier Edwards, man, I feel like he's one of those guys, like, again, like, when you hear people talk about Stephen Kwan all the time, and I know that Stephen Kwan is more than just hitting for average. Like, he's so clutch, and he's a 4-time Gold Glove winner, and I know that Xavier Edwards isn't that, but, like, I feel like he's another one of those, like, Arise, Kwan-type guys that, like, he just hits, man, like, and he hits for great average. He doesn't have any pop, but, man, I love Xavier Edwards. I feel like every team needs a Stephen Kwan, Xavier Edwards-type player. That's a guy that's going to hit close to 300 for you in this era. He's going to get on base, maybe swipe a bag. So, man, they have some talent. They have a lot of really fun players. Like I said, I think they're going to be able to pitch. It's just, can the offense do enough, I think, would be the big problem. But, man, they're off to a good start. And again, like, I think Casey is kind of that thing, that one, man. Like, can he stay hot? Like, is this dude legit? But, man, it's off to a good start. But, again, I don't see them making the playoffs, but I like it as a bold prediction. Next up, we have Junior Caminero will be an AL MVP finalist. I don't even think this one's crazy bold. Like, I know that, like, yeah, it's really hard to be a finalist for MVP. Like, that's the top 3 players in the American League. But, like, a guy who cranked 45 homers last year at 22 years old, I don't think there's anybody that's going to look at you if you flash forwarded to, October or whenever they're handing this thing out, like late September or October, and you're like, yeah, Junior Caminero, like, is going to be a finalist for the AL MVP this year. I don't think no one would be shocked. Like, no baseball fan, I think, would be shocked. And look, MLB has it listed here. Okay, maybe not that bold. Yeah, so I don't love this just because I feel like if we're going to go on like an AL MVP finalist as a bold prediction, I feel like you got to get a little crazier than that, man. Like, I feel like you got to give me something like, I don't know, let me think of a name here. Like, give me like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like we got to get a little more bold than this. But I like it. Like, Junior Caminero, like, I'm not going to argue on it. Like, if someone, like anyone, I think, could look at me and be like, I think Junior Caminero is going to be an MVP finalist this year. And I'd be like, yeah, there's probably a good shot. If he hits, 46 homers again, and, OBP goes up a little bit more, so that OPS goes up a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, I'd say there's a good shot. But, yeah, man, 23 years old, really bright future. Going to be one of the best players in the game for a long time, especially one of the premier power guys in the game for a long time. But anyways, moving on. You will leave the season for more respect for the home plate umps. I love this one. The reason I love this one is because I agree with this one actually almost 100%. This is probably the one I agree with the most. I know it may be a little bit controversial, but my big thing is I know all you're going to see on Instagram and all you're going to see on TikTok and all you're going to see on you, like, all you're going to see in a lot of these places is you're going to see these people just tearing the umps down, and I get it. Like, everyone has, I'm guilty of it. I've watched a game at some point. I've been, yelling at my screen or getting mad, like yelling at the umpire, or, you've been at a game, ump makes a terrible call. I get it. Like, people get mad at umps. But I watched all 4 of the Cleveland games this weekend when they played Seattle. There was a game where the ump went 4 for 4. Like, 4 challenges, 4 for 4 on the ump. The players got it wrong every single time. I feel like you're going to see that a lot. Like, I saw something the other day. Players are 53% correct on challenges so far this season, basically meaning that about 50-50 that the players challenge, the ump is right about 50% of the time. So I feel like these umps are good at what they do, man. And there are some outliers. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I saw the thing the other day, like, I saw a Bryce Elder pitch yesterday that's just not even close. And I feel like every now and then an ump's going to have a pitch like that, man. And, like, every now and then an ump has a terrible game. And there are some umps that are awful. They're, like, every time they get behind the plate, like, I'm not going to say any names. Like, we all know, the select few umps that are not very good. But I feel like for the most part, most of these dudes are really stinking good, man. Like, all of them are going to miss pitches. But, like, I just feel like it's hard, like, when you're watching the game on TV and that the ball misses the box by, like, half an inch and you're yelling at your screen, like, that's a strike, Blue. Like, yeah, it's easy to tell it's a strike when, you know, you're not back there and you're looking at a box on your screen that tells you if it's a strike or not. And again, I know some of them are bad. Like, I know umps are frustrating. But I do think that if you're someone who watches baseball every night, which I know a lot of you are, and you watch your favorite team, you're going to see these umps get probably a lot more of these calls right than you thought. And that's something that I've realized maybe even early on. All right, moving on. Sorry, rambling there. The Blue Jays will miss the playoffs at number 8 here. I don't like this one at all. I like it because it's bold, but I think the Blue Jays are awesome, man. I hate that Ponce went down yesterday. Just brutal, man. Says he's going to miss a significant amount of time, but maybe he's not done for the year. They said it's just an ACL sprain, so we could see him back. But I love everything about this team, man. One, I love the motivation factor. Like, I know that sometimes, obviously, like, you see a team get to that point and they don't get back. I'm not saying the Blue Jays get back to the World Series, but I think they're too good to miss the playoffs. I think that lineup's too good. I think the rotation is fantastic. I know they're injured right now, but Dylan Cease, who was my AL Cy Young pick before the season start, looked awesome in Game 1. Like, you get Bieber back, who should be back really shortly. Kevin Gossman looked fantastic the other night. Like, the rotation's good, man. Okamoto looks like a beast. George Springer's going to hit. Vlad's going to be an MVP candidate. They're good, man. They're a really good team. Ernie Clement, not even underrated anymore. I think everybody just kind of knows he's good. Former Guardians legend, Ernie Clement. But they're a good team, man. They're going to hit. I really think they can pitch. I think the bullpen's good enough. I think they're a really, really good team. In my opinion, I still think this might be the best team in the AL, for me, coming into the season on paper. So I'd be really shocked if they missed, but I like the boldness of it. The Mets will beat the Dodgers in the NLCS. Like, this is bold, but it's not crazy, man. Like, I don't think it's like, number 1 highest paid team in baseball, the number 2 highest paid team in baseball beats the number 1 highest paid team in baseball in the NLCS. Like, it's not absurd. Like, I know the Mets missed the playoffs last year, so that definitely adds a little bit to it. And the big thing with the Mets is the Mets did a lot this offseason, right? And just because you did a lot, like, that doesn't always necessarily mean a good or bad thing. And I think that's kind of what it means for the Mets. I think that the Mets didn't really get a ton better, but I definitely don't think they got worse over the offseason. I think that last year they just underperformed. Like, that team was a better team than 84 wins. I don't know, man. The Mets just feel like sometimes they're such a vibes team, man. Like, you look at the vibes in 2024 compared to the vibes last year. I think a lot of that has to do with the fan base, man. Like, if that team starts losing, the fans are just like, they're on them, man. And I feel like the players start pressing. But, like, when they're winning, like, Mets fans are the greatest fans in the world. They're kind of similar to Phillies fans. Where, like, I think if the Mets kind of start hot, and they can just kind of, I don't know, man. Like, this sounds dumb, but just keep winning, and they can kind of keep the fans happy and keep the vibes good. I feel like the fans also, as much as they can bring that team down, when the Mets are winning, I feel like no fan base lifts their team up and does a better job of showing up and caring about it as much as Mets fans do. So, like, I think the Mets are going to be better this year, not even necessarily because any of the roster stuff. Like, I liked some of the stuff they did with their roster. Like, I loved the trade that they made to go out and get Peralta. I love the Bo Bichette signing. And yeah, that roster's loaded, dude. Like, when you got Francisco Lindor, Bo Bichette, Juan Soto, who is probably the second or third best hitter on the planet. Like, all these dudes, like, that roster's loaded, man. Like, I don't think it's crazy bold, to be honest with you. Like, I think that someone could easily, like, tell me, like, yeah, this is the second best team in the NL. And I'm not going to, like, I have them winning the NL East, so I'm not going to. But, yeah, I mean, it's bold in a sense. I know they missed the playoffs last year, but they shouldn't have, man. That roster was way too good to miss the playoffs. But, look, sometimes Met's going to Met, and I wouldn't be surprised if they missed the playoffs again. Like, at the end of the day, it's the Mets. But also at the same time, like, on paper, team's loaded, dude. Mariners will win the World Series. This is another one. A lot of people are on the Mariners train, as they should be. Team is loaded. This roster is really, really good, man. I think it may be the best starting rotation in the MLB still. Like I said, I know I just raved about Toronto's. I think the Yankees starting rotation, when they're healthy, is just sick and just gross as well. Like, theirs is so good, dude. Like, when Cam Schlittler is, like, your third guy, and he is just, like, he's just gross. I know they got to get Rodon healthy as well. Like I saw, he's dealing with a little bit of stuff. But anyways, I think this rotation is the best in baseball. I think the bullpen is filthy. I think Raleigh's going to get going. I think J-Rod. I'd like to see J-Rod get off to a better start, but he just doesn't, man. He just gets off to these slow starts every year, but you know he's going to get going. I know they lost Polanco, but I feel like they're going to have some guys step up. Like, I think Cole Young's going to step up. I think Rivas is even a pretty good player. Like, I think they're going to hit enough. Like, I don't think the offense is going to be absurd, but they're going to bop a lot of homers. Like, Rayleigh's already got 3. So they're going to pitch. They're going to hit homers. And they're going to win a lot of baseball games. And that's what wins in October, man. Like, it's nuts. Like, what wins in October is pitching and hitting bombs. Like, as crazy as that sounds, it's how you win in October. That's been the recipe for success. Like, I would say the last 5 or 6 teams now. Like, if you out-homer your opponents in October, you win. And the Mariners hit a lot of bombs. So, and they pitch really, really well from their starters and their bullpen. That's the recipe for success in baseball nowadays. So, I don't think it's crazy bold. I know it's a team that's never been to the World Series, but, like, team's loaded, man. And they kind of got a taste of it last year. Got really close, man. So, I could definitely see it. But that's going to wrap it up for this video, man. I don't want to drag on too long, but I like these bold predictions, man. I thought this was fun. Like, I maybe would like to do a video at some point where I make my own, but baseball is back, man. It is genuinely the best time of the year, man. Like, I know a lot of you guys are really pumped up, like, getting to sit down every night and just watch your favorite team play ball. But if you love this video, give it a like, watch it all the way through, subscribe, man, just for no other reason than it just helps me out. Like, if you subscribe, you're really helping me out. Love making these videos. Expect a lot more to come throughout the MLB season with all other sports as well. So I appreciate you guys.